Welcome to Meister's Realm. The screen just flickered. Okay, it went black and now it has returned. I think I'm live. Welcome to Meister's Realm. It is too warm to be outside now, so I thought I would come to you live from the confines of the realm itself. The vast and expanding realm, Meister's Realm. I have had an amazing 2024. I cannot believe it has been 3 months since I was at Queensferry Renfest. This weekend will be 3 months. I do not believe it. It seems like it was last year that I was there. Yet, however, the spring is over, summer is beginning, time is just going crazy, crazy, crazy. My life has been on fast forward for some reason ever since Christmas break of my sophomore year in high school, 40 years ago. And sometimes it goes really fast, sometimes slow, sometimes it is mixed like this year. It is crazy. I started the year at the aforementioned Queensferry Renfest. I went 2 days there and had a wonderful time. Essendale was in full effect there, and I got to see many of my family. And since there is, let me make sure, I do not want to skip anything. I did make notes this time. All right, what will happen with Queensferry? It is unknown at this point. Will they continue at the current location? Will they have to move at some point in the future? There's a large theme park going in on the opposite side of town. So prices for property are skyrocketing all around Veneta. And who knows if that land will be available in a year, 2 years, 3 years. It is unknown. You can stay tuned to the Facebook, the Book of Faces, and the website, to the Book of Faces page and website for further updates. I'm sure they will be putting out updates soon about a fireworks stand they usually set up in Sand Springs, Oklahoma. And mayhaps for character applications not long after that. So Queensferry was wonderful. I did enjoy it this year. Weather was not too cold this time. It's quite tolerable. And we will see how it goes there. When I say there, I mean Queensferry. Mayhaps not the same locale for too many more years. And I loved visiting Guthrie the weekend after. The Renfest is exploding there. I took pictures when I was there in the year of our Lord 2021 from the little hill where you drive in, the road goes down a hill to the parking lot. I walked up that hill, took pictures of the parking lot, and what were there, several cars there. They were filling a lot of the parking lot. I did the same again this year, and there are so many more cars there this year. John Paganis knows how to advertise. He has it going on. His fair is exploding. The man was gracious enough to let me fire Bridget, Oklahoma's largest trebuchet, when I was there this year. That was an amazing experience. I could do that over and over and over. John, I could do that over and over and over. But I would like to hit the target this time instead of overshooting it as I did this year. If you want to see a video of me doing that, I put one on YouTube back, and it is on my YouTube channel, Craig Meister. So next year he plans to have a pirate Viking ship there. I'm sorry, a Viking ship in addition to the big pirate ship he had there this year. And Bridget, many more wonderful things to come. He has got it going on in Guthrie. Stay tuned. I can see nothing but better times and better and better and better every year for it. I had many friends down there as well. I enjoyed my day there. And the next weekend was the Norman Medieval Fair. The weather was almost warm. I went down Friday this year. That is the best day to go to Norman, is on Friday. The crowds are a bit smaller. And the weather, The weather, as I said, was good. For some reason, it seems to be better on Fridays some years. I guess last year I did not go on Friday because it was very windy. But I like the new grounds, the way to spread out now with more food trucks around on the north side and the east side of the new paved road. And the new stage was on the north side up by the softball fields. That's where I got to enjoy Esendale towards the end of the day. And that place did have a breeze, so I was getting warm in the afternoon. Wonderful event, Norman Medieval Fair. The trees are moving. The wind is blowing here, in here. So after that, the Monday after that, I got to go down to the south side of Heavener for the total solar eclipse. By the time I'd gotten to the Runestone Park, all the slots were full. They could not accept any more people. But they said you can go back to Poto, or you can go down to this ballpark on the south side of Heavener. Several people are gathering there. My friend and I went there. Had an amazing time. It was not life-changing, but I will remember that day for many, many, many years. And I'm looking forward to the next eclipse coming to Oklahoma in 21 years. We'll be passing from Denver right over northern Oklahoma. We'll go right over Tulsa and off to the southeast. Much broader path of totality, I believe, that one. So stay in good shape and keep looking to the skies. Great things will be happening. Not just in 21 years. Hopefully more things sooner. Anyway, so the Saturday after that, I went to the surprising new event in Blackwell, Oklahoma. The Gem of the Chicaskia Renaissance Festival was very good. Oh, it was just thrown together over the winter. The main organizer, Nikki Bonds, did a wonderful job advertising. She did, as on my video from February, as I said, she contacted radio stations. She took flyers around towns and the nearby towns. She put up a big banner right at the Casey's gas station right off of I-35 at Highway Exit 222 saying, Renaissance Festival, come into town. It was amazing. They had great vendors. They had over 20 vendors. It was in a nice park, lots of shade, and she had some entertainment there, some nights, petting zoo, singers. Joe Cuva who usually performs at Guthrie Renaissance Festival, very funny, talented magician, and I had a ball. Next year it will be 2 days. This year was just one. She had financial success at that festival like no other starting festival I have ever heard of. So she did an excellent job. For the assistance advice I gave her on a few things, she did a very, very nice thing. She talked to a lady who was going to Vin, but I believe she was ill. She could not be at the festival herself. But Nikki gave me this water bottle. Let me get in frame here. And of course it says Huzzah on the bottom. And if you cannot make this out, this is the top of a quiver with arrows. This is a quiver. I'm not really getting this backwards very well. And these are the arrows. And I use this every day now in my office. I had to bring it home. It's made out of metal. And it was made by a lady named Bailey Frank. That is spelled Bayleigh, Frank, Frank. You can find her on the Book of Faces, and she sells all kinds of custom bottles. If you tell her what kind you want, if you want one like this, if you're an aspiring archer, she does different ones for sports, perhaps sports teams. I believe they have those in the 21st century, and also perhaps, I don't know if you want, perhaps a jouster on a bottle. Perhaps she could put that on there. She may do other work as well besides bottles. So contact Bailey Frank for quality product. As it is metal, the ice that I put in it stays frozen for hours. Love it. Gramercy Bailey. Gramercy Nikki. I cannot wait to make it back to the Gym of the Chicaskia Festival next year. We'll be on March 29th and 30th, which will be 2 weeks after Queens Ferry next year and 1 week after the Guthrie Renaissance Festival. Last weekend of March in 2025. Both days. If you like the Vind, go to the Gym of the Chicaskia Facebook page. Let them know. If you want to perform, send them a message. Get in now. It is a good site. And a weekend after that, I took a trip out of state. And so on weekends, we're just bang, 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 just doing something different every week. Perhaps that's why it seems longer than 3 months, but it really zoomed by. The time is amazing to me. So I heard a rumor, and I found out that it was true. I found a way to save money on tickets getting into the gate at Castleton at the Oklahoma Renaissance Festival. I did my normal new method of buying my first ticket online ahead of time. It saved $3 or $5. And then this year, at least, whenever I went, right after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I went to the ticket booth and purchased return tickets. They were $12.50, half price. That allowed me to go back more this year than I would have gone had I been paying $25, $28, $30 a ticket each time. If anyone from Castleton is listening, if you get your ticket prices and do not charge as much as Kansas City RF does, you will get more people in the gates because they'll be able to afford it. It's supply and demand. Something like that. So, and Kansas City has 5 times the space that Muskogee does, many more performers and vendors. Muskogee should cut their prices. So, but I made 4 trips there this year. It's always fun to go see my family, the friends that I have that are patrons and vendors and performers. I do enjoy visiting them. But if it were not for all of them, I may get bored with Muskogee. I've been going there at least 3 times a year for 22 years now. So when I get down there, it's like, oh, okay, that's the same. That is the same. Oh, okay, here's one new performer. That is good. There's a new building this year, new building that year. But it just gets kind of old. We office 13 days a year, every year. I do not know. The first weekend I went, I saw a few of my friends that were performers, but it was a day where there was rain early, so the crowd was not as big. Most of the people there were hardcore Rennies. They were in garb, but most of my normal patron friends were not there, so I was thinking, oh, will I leave early? I've seen my favorite friends that are vendors and performers and talked to them, caught up, but weekends we'll get there most of the time. It was odd this year. Most of the weekends had weird weather. It was either supposed to storm or be too hot. So I think that really affected the attendance on the good days. It was really large because people did not want to get tornadoed on or sweat themselves out of their garb. After the end of the season, to mayhaps help that, I sent a Book of Faces message to the castle saying, over this winter, instead of mayhaps building another building somewhere, mayhaps sheltering the viewing areas for all of the stages so people not get rained on. If it is a rainy day, they not just have to hide in shops or go to the castle itself. They can still watch the favorite performance, not get drenched. And I also suggested putting up some misting stations, like they have at Scarborough Fair. So towards the end of the festival season, people can go cool off without having to swarm the castle and get a break from the heat and then go watch more, buy more, do more. The season there ended this year with a different performer at the Meadow Stage. A person called Shakespeare Approves was there, and he did an amazing job. I went and saw him do Macbeth, and he included several members from the audience. Some he pulled on stage, some of us he had to stand up and say things before the cat killed us. It was a very entertaining performance. And he may have done other plays, but the one I saw was Macbeth. And he's quite popular across the Renaissance Festival circuit in America. He performs up to the Northeast and down, I believe, in Florida. And he can occasionally be heard on the Renaissance Festival podcast. So I do not know if Castleton promoted him as such a quality act that he is. They kind of did the same thing back in 2018 and 2019 when Jesse Linda was there. He did not get much billing or fanfare, but he was a mainstay at all over the Renaissance circuit for decades. He played on the California, Bristol Renaissance Festival near Chicago, the East Coast, and Florida. He was very talented. And he performed in a group called 3 Pints Gone, Hammer and Pick, and by himself at other events. It's too bad we lost a treasure when he passed away in 2019. I believe it's 2019. But if you see someone performing that is new at Castleton, go look them up on YouTube or DuckDuckGo for information on them, or on the Book of Faces. You can find out there may be a really quality talent there. Not that the local groups are not good, not at all. But sometimes they get in like a headliner act, I guess you could call. Shakespeare Approves, Jesse Linda. Someone that has a lot of experience and been around the circuit for a while. Coming to little old Oklahoma, we should be honored. But I do also appreciate the local groups. There are some very good acts in the region as well. Let me see. Something occurred to me the other day, and I really thought on it as I was driving home from work. As I was thinking about how well Guthrie did in 2021, because they were on, I believe, the first or second weekend of May. And that first year, I believe they had about 5,000 people at the festival on Saturday. Sunday, the weather was really bad, but still 5,000 people for a first year event while OKRF is going on. That is amazing. Again, John Paganis did a good job with advertising, and he already had a group of people built up because he also runs Guthrie Haunts in the fall. But still, for years, people have thought, when can we start a festival? When can we move our festival to in the spring? Oh, do not go in May, because Muskogee is domineering the whole month, and now it is even farther than that. They've expanded to 6 weekends. I submit that if you have a fair that you want to start somewhere in the region that is more than an hour and a half away from Muskogee, I would say try it. As long as you're going to spend money advertising, not just on social media or using my website, getting out there, pounding the streets, using radio and flyers, mayhaps newspaper, podcasts, I would try it. If the Great Plains Renaissance Festival goes on in Wichita in the fall, end of September, beginning of October, and it is 2.5 hours away from Kansas City Renaissance Festival, which is a huge event, yet they probably pack in 10,000 people every year at Wichita. Richard Cathy does a good job there. He's established, but these things can be done. In the past 5 years, several new Renaissance fairs have started in Texas during the spring and the fall. Used to, the spring and the fall were locked down by Texas Renaissance Festival, Scarborough Fair, Sherwood Forest Fair. But these other festivals have started, and they make some money. They bring people in through the gate. They have a larger population in Texas, and mayhaps some people do not want to drive 5 hours to Houston, 4 hours to pardon me, to Austin, 4 hours to Waxahachie. But they can be done. You can start small, and as long as you can find vendors and performers that do not want to commit in Oklahoma to 6 weekends being tied up, in Muskogee. Since you have a one-weekend event, find some vendors that do not want to go to Muskogee, still have things left over from selling at Norman or Wichita, Jim Caskia. Try it. I believe you could do it. I submit it can be done. Guthrie proved it could be done in 20 and 21. Fairs are always competing against other events anyway. Jim Chikaskia was competing against a car show, and there was another event. There was a peach festival. Nikki may type in here if she watches this and tell me what else they had going on. And she still had good success. So fairs are competing against other events, tabbouleh festivals, herb festivals in Northeast Oklahoma, car shows, all kinds of things, rodeos. You might as well compete against other Renaissance festivals if you're far enough away, you have a population base, and you advertise. I think it can be done. Let's see who picks up that gauntlet and succeeds with it. And let me see, 20 minutes, 21 minutes in, I'll throw in a few more things. Something else I think I should address. Something I've noticed in the past few years is that some vendors at Renaissance festivals do not put the name of their booth up on the side, or the top of their booth, or down on the side with a sign. And I think this hinders them getting business. Some vendors draw in customers and get a following. Pardon me. And people like to go get their wares over and over, or recommend their wares to their friends or family. And if a person walks by and there are 14 people in front of the booth and they cannot see what is being sold in there, they may not recognize that that's the booth that they like. They can just walk on by, or if they do not see their name on a map of the festival, they will not know, oh, I'm going to go back to this festival and buy another pair of braces, or this certain corset, or these boots, this sword. When you're there at the festival, ensure you have a sign telling people the name of your booth. Even at Norman, I saw some that did not have their sign up. Like, you need to advertise. Just like when you start the festival, you need to advertise. And another thing I miss from when I first started going to Renaissance festivals over 20 years ago is hardly anyone burns incense anymore. I cannot walk by and smell jasmine at any other festival. I believe they near the Old North Bramble in Kansas City, there's a cart that they sell. They burn jasmine, and it just takes me back 20 years ago immediately to when I first started going to Renaissance fairs. Sandalwood is another good scent that I like to smell. These are just kind of things that used to happen, like more people speaking with an accent that were on site, characters, vendors, performers, really help you immerse you in the atmosphere. I saw a video by some travelers in Missouri on YouTube a few weeks ago, and they had been to two festivals. One was in Oklahoma and one was in Missouri. The one in Missouri was a smaller event, and they said the event they went to here seemed like a theme park instead of a Renaissance festival. I imagine if more people were speaking in the Queen's English, and if there was some incense burning, perhaps they would not have made such a comment. So I will not give the name of the festival in Oklahoma, but I thought that interesting. All right, very good. Yes, so I would like to focus on some of my sponsors here for my next few videos. I would like to begin by telling you about Rotten Dave's Wooden Mugs. This company is based in Bolivar, Missouri. And David K. Pettibone, with an I, Pettibone, roams the Midwest selling his wooden mugs. And they're not all just round if you look at them from the top. Some of them, I cannot do it with my hands, are hexagonal. So he has all different colors and patterns. And you can find out where he will be coming, what festivals he will be coming to on the Book of Faces at David K. Pettibone. Look for that page to find him at his next location. I imagine he will be at Kansas City Renaissance Festival, which runs from Labor Day through Columbus Day. I'm unsure about other events besides that at this time. So, I'd like to thank my other sponsors as well. Just quite a list. Also, Twisted Thistle Trading Company, How Creative Creations, the Ren Fair Angel, based in the Oklahoma City Metro, Ren Scouts Roost, and the Bluffwoods Renaissance Festival, which occurred about 3 weeks ago in St. Joseph, Missouri. So thanks to all of them for sponsoring the Realm. Gramercy to all of you, and I hope you have a wonderful summer season watching movies such as A Knight's Tale or The Sword in the Stone, perhaps Lord of the Rings, something to get you through till fair season starts again in Oklahoma in September, I believe. I'll have a few videos coming up on YouTube and not too long from now, and I will do another live update, if no sooner than that, in August, and I can give you updates of what events are coming in the fall. Gramercy, look forward to seeing you at a festival, hopefully this fall, and have a great evening. Huzzah!